Hey everybody, welcome to Live Coding with Jesse. I'm Jesse, and today we're going to add a demo mode to our app, and I'll explain why right now. So if you haven't been with us for the last 6 live streams, we've been building an app, a brain-computer app that works with a brain-computer interface to grab your brainwaves, measure them to see how focused you are, and then warn you if your focus is dropping below a certain level. We successfully submitted that app to the Google Play Store, and then we submitted it to the Apple App Store, and it took a while to get any feedback back, but you can see on the screen now I did get some feedback for that app. So I just got that feedback probably at some point in the past week. So basically, since I just created my account as an Apple developer, it took a few weeks for them to approve my account. After they approved my account, it really only took them a day to review the app. And what they said was they can't test all the functionality of the app because they don't have an account to log in with. Now, they also don't have the device. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a demo account. So this is exactly what they suggested. It says, please be sure. It says, please provide a username and password in the App Store review. So we're going to provide them a username and password. Please be sure that the demo account includes content that demonstrates the features and functionality available in your app. Okay, so we're going to do a check now. Whenever somebody logs in, if they log in with certain information, we're going to bypass everything that the app does, and we're just going to kind of show like random data. Basically, we're going to kind of mock the data that would normally come in without having to have the brain-computer interface or it connected to any type of API, just so that whoever's testing this for Apple, when they log in with the info we give them, it shows them what the app would look like if they actually did have a Notion brain-computer connected to the device. So that's the plan. We'll see how long it takes. I think we can get it done and resubmitted in about an hour, I'm hoping. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to answer some questions. If you have questions, put them in the live chat. I'm going to set a timer, and we're going to spend about 25 minutes on the code, and then we will do about 5 minutes of question and answer, and then we'll do another code session, and then at the end we'll do some more question and answer. I also want to release this as a web app, maybe on GitHub Pages or something like that. I don't think we'll have time for that on this stream, so if we don't get to it this stream, it'll probably be the next stream. But that's also in the plans to happen. And there's a few other features that I'd like to add at some point, but first thing is just get it released to basically the 3 platforms, web, Apple, and Android. So my timer is set, and let's get to the code. We can see the app here. I'm going to shrink this up since we really don't need much in terms of UI space here, and so we can focus on the code. Let me know if the code is too small. Is it? It's too, okay. Somebody did say the code is too small. I'm going to bring it out a little bit. If I get much bigger than this, I'm not going to have any room to actually code. So let's look at where we're kind of like the first step in logging in. And if the user, let's see what gets called. Oops. So our submit button here calls the init function. So let's check out our init function. There we go. So this is where I want to check to see what the ID, email, and password are. So let's say this: if device ID, and we're gonna say equals test. I'm not even gonna worry about username and password and all that stuff now. Let's just say if device ID equals test, then we will, let's just init demo. So we're gonna have to create init demo. All right, so init demo is going to be, as I said, a bypass of all of our authentication and connecting up to an API. So this will be, let's see, this is going to be interesting. How we're going to get this. Let's check our state, because that's where everything goes through. So we have our focus. The main thing we need to do is focus, and I got to remember what takes us to the next screen. So our focus is going to set, let's try that first. Let's check the screen first, because I want something visible to show right away, like what's going on with the screen. So, okay, it looks like user. So if user exists, then that's what we do. So what we'll do is we'll just set user. I don't think I have TypeScript on, I don't have any types yet on anything, which is actually going to be good for now. Even though this is a TSX file for TypeScript, I didn't add types to anything yet. So I don't have to worry about that for now. So init demo is going to set user to true. Setting user to true should take us to the next screen. Okay. Now, hopefully it won't cause a bunch of errors and issues, because that's definitely, like, user's not supposed to be a Boolean, right? But let's just see what happens for now. Set user to true, and then we're going to do set focus. Well, let's do this. Let's do a timeout. Is that how we want to do it? I wonder if we should do... All right, here's what I'm thinking. I'd like to just, like, replay all the, like, the data that we would be getting in, like, over and over again. But I'm not sure the best way to do that. Maybe, I mean, we could do, like, set timeouts. Let's see if there's something like that. Let's see. JavaScript. Timeout. JavaScript timing events. That's kind of what I want. Let's go MDN. I like that better. Okay, I want to see the related timeout set interval. This might be what I want more. Okay, the set interval method offered on the window repeatedly calls a function or execute code. That's what we want, with a fixed time delay between each call. All right, cool. That's what we want. Set interval. So let's grab the example code and then just adapt it to what we have here. So interesting. I don't think we need all those parameters though. This problem. Okay. Okay, interesting. All right. I don't think we need anything extra. We can just pop this in here. So let's try this, and we'll go with set interval. And inside our set interval, we'll do let's see if we can do this with like an arrow function. And our second parameter for our set interval, our first parameter is going to be this function, right? This arrow function, which we'll do in a second. But our timing is going to be, let's give it a timing of like 1 second, right? So if this milliseconds, so 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second. Now inside of here, what I want to do is I want to set focus. Now focus is going to be a number between 0 and 1. So I want to set the focus to do like a random number. I don't exactly remember that syntax. Random number. There we go. Math. There we go. Math.random. Check out in the end. I believe this will automatically be between 0 and 1. Yep. Cool. That's exactly what we want. Math.random. Cool. And so then that should mean that at the set interval, it'll be every 1 second, it will set a different random number for our focus. And that is going to imitate data coming in from the API setting our focus. So let's try this out. I have this running in the web right now. So let's do test and submit. Sweet. Haha, it works. Cool. Awesome. All right, that's pretty cool. That works. Let's make sure I can log out. And good, it's not blinking. I want to make sure that that interval is actually not still running. So I want to inspect this and see where our React and where's our state? You probably can't see any of this. Let me make it bigger. Whoa, just a little bigger. App, there we go. Oh, you know what? That still is going. So we need a way to stop our interval. Let's check this again. How do we stop the interval? Clear interval. Set interval and set time. It's just same pool ID. And clear interval, clear time. I could take. Oops. All right, let's see if I can just run clear interval to stop this. Nope, that does not work there. I might have to actually name this. See how they name this here. The return interval ID. Oh, okay. Is a non-zero value which identifies the timer created. Interesting. So there is a return value from set interval. So we should be able to set the interval ID by this. I wonder if you could do. Actually. We're going to make another part of the state here, right? And this will be I'm going to set interval ID to null at first. And then what we'll do is in our log out, let's see where, in our log out function, we're going to go set interval ID. Whoops. Send interval ID, and we're going to add. Oops, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. We're going to say clear interval. And we're going to say interval ID. So that should clear the interval for us, hopefully. See if that works. Let's pull that out. So first, let's verify that. Okay, so we don't have the let's make sure we're in the right one. There we go. All right, so nothing's changing in our state here. You see the values are staying the same. Let's submit. You can see now we do have our state changing. Let's hit log out. And now that we've logged out, it has stopped. So our interval is stopped. Our focus is stopped. Not only that, but you know what? Let's clear our focus. So once we clear the interval, let's set focus to, what's our default for focus? Let's check this out. Focus is 0. So I guess let's just set it back down to 0, just to reset everything to how it normally is. All right, let's test that one more time. Test. Log out. Wonderful. Oh, no, not so wonderful, right? Because what? It took us back down to 0. All right, we don't want that. And we set the user. The user is set back to null. Why are we still back down to? Let's see. Let's see where our color is coming from. Background color. Okay. Where are we setting our background color? When our focus changes, that's what's happening. But really, it should be a focus or user changes, correct? And then we're going to say, let's try that. Let's see if that fixes our issue. The issue being that turned red. Now, you know, it kept it red. I don't like that. Let's make sure. So we should still. Why is that still red? Well, what we could do. I think I'm still going to keep that because that makes sense. But what we could also do is on logout, we could set background color to white. So FFF would be white. Let's see if that does what we want. Great, that works. Okay. All right, that solves our problem. So now when we log out, it takes us back to basically the state. We're actually getting a lot of state here. So at some point, I might refactor this so we don't have a ton of view states. Perhaps maybe change that up to a use reducer. I don't really mind that using state like this, but I don't know. When it starts getting a little bit bigger, then I start to think maybe we need some sort of different system to manage all the state. But right now, it's not too bad. All right. Definitely want to do a test of the actual functionality just to make sure that this works still. So I'm going to grab my device ID. Actually, let's see. Looks like I might have this saved. No, I don't. Localhost 1234. Nah, that's not the right one. Yeah, I don't think that's the right one. Okay. Let me grab my real device ID. And the password. Actually, I'll need to turn my device on. Just want to make sure. Now, what we've done shouldn't mess up anything else for how the app really works. But just in case, I want to test it. We got about 6 minutes left on the timer before I'm going to take a break and go to the chat. So if you've asked a question in the chat, hang in there for a couple more minutes and I'll get to it. Here's my device ID. Whoa. Interesting. Try that again. Why are we getting that? I wonder. Well, that's no good. I wonder if just... That's odd. Huh. That's really weird. I wonder what I was actually trying to paste in there. Maybe I just didn't realize what I had pasted in there. Maybe I was pasting something in. But that's actually not bad to do. Essentially, depending on what you type in there, that could really mess up the app. It could crash the app. So we'll have to mark that as a bug. And the password. There we go. I believe this is the password. Nice. Sure, we can add that. Cool, so it looks like that works. I don't really have the device on. It's just kind of sending, this is the device. It's just sending like random signals at this point. But we know it works. Let's log out. Awesome. Cool. Everything looks like it works. Now, right before the stream started, I did go into the app.json and I said that this is build number 1.0.1 and version code for Android. I guess we'll stick with the same. Can I do that for Android? expected, comma. Maybe it wants. I wonder if it'll let me do that for Android. We're not going to build the Android right now, but I'd like to keep these the same if I can. I know before Android didn't like that I tried to submit an update to the app with the same version code, so that's why I'm incrementing that. I don't know if iOS is like that, but I'd rather not mess with it and mess it up, you know. Okay, version 1.0.1. We'll just increment that. Cool. Now, let's we get status, see what changed. That looks about right. Git add, git commit, and we'll put a message in there, and we'll say we added a feature, and it's going to be add demo mode. Awesome. Oh, now let's push it. Git push origin. Actually, I'm on the master branch. I can just git push. Cool. Normally, it's pretty good idea to do any updates on separate branches and then do a pull request. But since this is a solo project, I'm the only one working on it, I'm just pushing to master. If this was a real project, then I probably wouldn't be doing it like that. Like when I'm at work, you don't ever push directly to master. So it's always on a separate branch. All right, so that's in now. And let's go to GitHub. Stay focused. I want to add an issue. I believe the issue is title. All right. Okay. I think that was the issue, that the app was crashing. I just want to add it just so I don't forget. That's not like the best reproduction steps. Like ideally I would have said exactly what to type in there. So, you know, if we have time later on, we can try to reproduce it and maybe fix that or add it in. But anyway, I don't want to forget it, so we added it in. Now let's go to the App Store. And oops, you know what I need to do? We need to actually make a build, right? Let's check on Expo. Let's see if there's a way for me to update this app. So let's see how we can do these updates, because I might not have to actually manually move the file. Let's see. Actually, my timer just went off. So I'm going to take a 5-minute break and answer some questions. And when we come back, then we're going to upload the update. We're going to figure out what the best way is to update it. And then we're actually going to update what's in the App Store currently. So I'm setting a 5-minute timer. And let's go over here and read some of these comments. I'm just scrolling up to the top and going in order here. Zhu Brian says, is TypeScript included in this project? Yes, it is. I'm not using it throughout everything yet, but it's there. Mainly, I'm not using it just because trying to kind of go as fast as I can for the live stream, and especially when a lot of the code that I was using, it was kind of testing and not even sure if it was working. I kind of didn't bother to put types in. Now that things are actually working, though, might not be a bad idea to start adding in types as we go. Someone asked if this was Ruby. It is not Ruby, it's JavaScript. Specifically, it is React Native, which is a JavaScript library. Suleiman says, what is the font family you're using on VS Code? I'm not even sure what font family I'm using. Let's see if I can check. Preferences. See my settings here. Text editor, font size. My font family is Consolas. Consolas. Which I was not aware of. That must be the default that comes with it. YouTube's Grease says programmer or technician. To tell you the truth, I don't really know the difference. What do you mean? What do you mean by programmer and technician? And maybe I'll be able to answer that better. Farhad asks if the previous parts are on freeCodeCamp. Yes, they are. So just check out all the brain computer. It's build a brain computer app with React Native. This is part 7. All the other parts are there except for part 2. Part 2, I accidentally deleted. So I'm going to redo part 2 at some point. So that will be there. I do plan on redoing that. But for now, part 2 is not available. Andika says, why React Native? Well, I use React Native at my job, so it's very easy for me to build with React Native. React Native allows me to build for iOS, Android, and web, all with the same code base. So it's definitely a good choice if you're working on a project by yourself, like I am with this project, because otherwise you would need such a broad array of knowledge of, like, let's say if I were to build for all those platforms natively on those platforms, it would be too much to remember. There's no way I could be an expert at any one, right? But React Native helps you to become proficient in building for all three. So anyway, that's why I decided to use it. Guri says, I am new at developing and I want to know, can I connect JavaScript with a database like MySQL? Yeah, you definitely can. You probably want to use an API. You could, potentially you could use Node.js to run on a server and connect with MySQL. I guess it's possible to connect from the front end to MySQL, although I've never done it or seen it. But normally you would, if we're talking front-end JavaScript running like in a browser, normally you would want to expose some sort of API. The API layer would connect to the database, and then so nothing but the API would directly connect to the database. Okay. I'm scrolling down looking for more questions. Last question before I go back to the code. Says, Sircon says, by the way, how is your quarantine? Actually, you know what? The last week was really good. To be honest with you, it it's been a little bit rough. Like my family is doing all right. All my kids are home from school. My wife lost her job, but we're doing all right. Um, I um, I was kind of like depressed for a couple weeks into this, but the last week I've been feeling pretty good, um, and the whole family was doing pretty good. So, right now I think we're all just kind of getting used to it at this point. But anyway, how's everything going for you? Let me know in the chat or in the comments, like how's quarantine going for you all? I know it's probably different in different areas of the world. I'm in the United States, in Ohio. Every state in the United States seems to have different rules right now in terms of like what businesses can stay open and where you're allowed to go. So for me, it's pretty much everything is shut down. Like hospitals are still open. Restaurants are allowed to stay open, but no one can go in them. So you can just like get food delivered. Grocery stores are allowed to stay open, but like all the schools are closed, and most other types of businesses are closed. So that's where it's at right now for me. I'm still working, even though like my company basically shut down almost all their stores. I'm thankfully still have a job, so that's good. So I think I'm doing better. A lot of people don't have jobs anymore, but for me, I'm thankful to be able to keep working and keep supporting my family. But hopefully everything's going all right for you all too. Let me go back now. I know I didn't get to all the questions. I'll get back to them though, but I want to make sure we get this submitted. So far everything's been going pretty smoothly, which is kind of crazy. Usually like there's some issues, so I'm expecting the issues will happen here in the second part of the stream here. But let's read this just really quick to see if we want to use this way to update. Let's see. So these are over there updates, allow you to publish a new version of your app without building a new version of your standalone app and resubmitting. That's awesome. That's definitely what I want. To perform an over-the-air update of your app, you simply run Expo publish. All right, I don't think we have release channels, so we don't have to do that. And we didn't change the SDK version, so we don't need to build the update setting in app.json. All right, let's check out the update setting in app.json. Because we might need to set it to true. All right, let's check out our update setting, because I don't remember if we have this set or not. Updates. So we have a fallback to. We have that timeout one. If it's set to false, channel app will never download any code. Only use code on the device. In that case, all updates yesterday should have preview. It defaults to true. Okay, so it should be enabled. Well, let's try it. Let's run. What did they say? Let's run Expo publish, and then we can check to see if it worked. Cool. Hey, this might end up being pretty easy. So we'll go back here to our code, and let's pull up our terminal, which did I just close? Can I grab it from here? Nice, it's still there. Okay, cool. So let's run Expo publish. Oops. Validating fields in app.json. Okay, we changed that Android version. It has to be an integer. All right, cool. So I wasn't sure about that. Let's change this back. Whoops. this one needs to be an integer. So it was an integer, we changed it to a string. So let's just say version 2 then. And we'll save that. All right, just did a little, committed the changes in Git just so I didn't forget. Sometimes, especially when I'm streaming, I'll forget to update my changes, so I want to make sure I do that. All right, now let's do our Expo publish again and see if it works. And we should know if it worked in the App Store, because we'll see a new version number. So far, looks like it's building an iOS bundle. That's awesome. You know, while it's doing its thing, let's go into our App Store and let's add in user access. Maybe that's it. Won't cancel. No, we gotta change. Maybe I'll go back in here because it says where to go to do this. Metadata rejected. Actually, I think it is on this page. Build. App review. Sign in required. That's not what I want. I want additional information. Notes. Okay. Let's see. All right, so this will give, hopefully they don't require me to enter in these fields because they're going to be blank. But now at least they should, the app in demo mode. So I'm going to say demo mode does not require the use of the Neurosity Notion brain computer. Okay. All right, cool. Version. Actually, I'm going to copy and paste this because I wonder if this will change. And we have to change the app version. Let's check on the progress here of our update. All right, cool. So it says publish channel default, building iOS, change skipped. Let's open this up. Whoops. It cut off the URL. Oh well. Let's go to App Store now and see. Activity. Let me go to Expo. Go to my Expo dashboard and see what's going on there. Overview, builds. I wonder what happened. Let's get rid of some of this stuff we don't need. That's very weird. It just seems like there's no All right, let me paste this here so I don't lose it, and then let's try to go here. You know what? I kind of think we should just do a new build. Let me double check in the App Store. Let's see this one unresolved issue. I just wonder. All right, if anybody's done anything like this before with Expo, let me know. What I'm not sure about is, how does this update get up to here, right? Is it somehow pulling in the updated JavaScript? I'm really not sure. Show upload. So it's on upload. Interesting. Well, you know what? I guess I could test this. I could probably test this on my phone because I have the Stay Focused app, the Android version. So if I can type in test. Alright, so it definitely does not work on my Android version. So I'm guessing that the update did not work. Oh yeah, it did. I just had to refresh the app. So I guess it worked. That's insane. I can't believe that. Wow. Okay, cool. So I just went to my Android app and so this has already been released to Android, right? The demo mode was not released to Android, right? We just coded it. right here. We did the update. I didn't have to resubmit anything, but all I did was I went in, I like manually shut down the app, right, in Android, and then opened it back up. It evidently loaded the new JavaScript. It took like less than a second. I typed in test, and the demo mode worked. So I think I don't need to do anything here. I think like I've updated the app information. So let's double check to make sure that's still in there. Yep, cool. So that's there. So I think this should work. And we'll submit that. And then it says respond. Uh-oh, there's an error. One more errors on the page. I guess I don't need. Let me just, yeah, I'll just click that off of there. And then that way, ensure that you select the correct answer for advertising number. You select no, the binary will be permanently rejected. You'll submit to different binary. Let's see. I believe I need to use this, right? And we did this. All right, we did this on our last live stream. When did we do this? I'm just gonna go to the other live stream. This is gonna be like the most meta thing that I've ever done. All right, so let's go to part 6. And let's figure out where we entered that stuff in. All right, so here's where we're entering in data. I'm gonna make this bigger just so that I can read what it is. All right, back. All right, this is still, where is this? All right, this is still building everything. Trying to look through the bottom here to see. See what we're typing in. I remember what this screen looks like. All right, so I'm looking for a screen that looks like this with checkboxes. Let's do playback speed double. And then I'll also look for checkboxes on the screen. Cool. I thought this would be faster than going back through the Expo documentation to find where it talks about this, but it's possible that this will not be faster. All right, that's where I'm chatting, so skip that. I think the end of the video is... Oh, wait. Is this it? I think this might be it. Might be around here. Or at least just going to tell me where I can get the answers. This is the same thing I was looking for in the last stream. Trying to find the answer to. I can't find exactly where it is. Shoot. All right. I'm going to have to go through the Expo documentation. Let's see if I can search for this. Maybe a Google search will help. Yes. All right. All right. Google search to the rescue. I'm going to throw this on my other screen real quick, and then so we can fill this out again. So I don't want to mess this up because this is like legal stuff and will definitely could determine whether or not my app gets accepted or not. So that's why it took so long to find it. This is a necessary thing. All right. So attribute this app installation to a previously served advertisement. Check the following boxes. So I need to check. Yes. Attribute an action taken with this app is pre-served. All right, these three. There we go. Very cool. And see if it'll let me change the version. All right, cool. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Waiting for review. And it did say, it said respond to that. Yeah, it did. Once you completed all the changes, reply to this message in the resolution center. We will continue the review. All right, how do I reply? I do not see a way to reply. Anybody see a way to reply to this? Well, I don't know how to reply to that. I guess I can go to resources. There's nothing on here that says resolution center, right? Reply to this message in resolution center, and we will continue the review. That's weird. I guess I could check. I think they sent me an email. I'm gonna check my Gmail on my other screen and see if I can reply to the email. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say to reply, and when I click to go to the resolution center, it just brings me right back to here. The only thing I can think of, I mean, let me pull this back down to 100%. Maybe some part of the UI is not here. Oops. It doesn't look like it though. I guess it's worth we're searching how to reply message in the App Store. Resolution Center. There we go. What the heck is this? Enter a username. Why? I'm already logged in. All right. Are you serious? I just want to read this thing. All right. Stack Overflow. There we go. No, I don't think that exactly was the answer. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to go ahead and submit. Let's just check that. Username is okay. All right, submit. Waiting to be confirmed. Come on. That's really crazy that I can't actually see my stuff. Yes. All right, finally. That's pretty wild. So you can't even see the developer forums. No, I did not mean to click on that. You can respond to active resolution center issues for your apps by tapping on the alert banner within iTunes Connect for iOS. It says, if you make any changes, you lose the ability to reply. Okay, so it seems like the iTunes Connect iOS app has a reply button, which I don't have an iOS device right now, so that's not going to work. All right, interesting. So there's no reply button, although I'm not. I guess it will be fine because like it says. I mean, it says waiting for review now. They should be notified that something was updated. So I'm going to say I'll just wait and see. I'll wait a couple days, see if they say anything. If not, I can go through support, I guess. But for now, I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can. Got to help get the kids ready for bed here in a few minutes, so I can't answer a ton of questions, but I'll see what I can do. Anyway, I mean, we basically succeeded in doing what we set out to do for this stream, so I'm happy about that. We should find out in a few days whether or not this gets successfully added to the App Store, which is pretty sweet. I know there were some people that used they use iOS devices, so they couldn't test the app. So now they will be able to. And then maybe on the next stream, hopefully if this gets submitted, the next stream we can do the web app version, and then anybody can try it out as long as they can get on a browser and if they have one of the headsets. All right. Ukulele Daka says, what does TSX mean? It's TypeScript. Particularly, it's TypeScript with React's JSX syntax. That's that syntax that kind of looks like HTML, but it's really not. So this kind of stuff here, let me show you. So like this kind of stuff here, where you have like the angle brackets, that it looks kind of like HTML, that's called JSX. So if you want to use TypeScript with JSX, you give it the .tsx extension. Hamzita asks, what's TypeScript? TypeScript is what's you would call it a superset of JavaScript. So it adds additional features into JavaScript. Mostly what it adds are types to JavaScript. So a JavaScript, if you want to know more about that, I actually did a video on my YouTube channel about that. So there's a link in my description, to my YouTube channel. I did a video not that long ago. It's like an intro to TypeScript. So check out that video. I go in depth a lot more into what TypeScript is, but the short answer is it adds types to JavaScript. Social Network Snapagram says, we love freeCodeCamp, 5 stars. Thank you. I appreciate it. A couple of people were asking what this was, and then some of you in the chat actually kind of explained it in the chat, so I'm going to skip over that for now. Thank you so much for providing those explanations for those of you that did. Cherry says, hey, love from Brazil. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. I wonder I'm not sure what time zones are in Brazil. Brazil's pretty big, so I'm assuming there's different time zones. Cherry, if you're still on there, what time is it in Brazil right now? I'm trying to think how that would line up if the eastern part of Brazil would be the same time zone as me. I don't know. Johnny says hi from Colombia. Take care. Hey, how's it going? Micah Micah, I believe is how you pronounce that, says in Helsinki, Finland, restaurants are closed, schools are closed. Says I only go to shop at the nighttime. The economy is going down. That's about it. So earlier in the stream, someone had asked me how the quarantine is going, and I had kind of said what was going on here, and I'd asked what was going on in the rest of the world. So that's why Micah responded with that. But yeah, the economy that's kind of worrying. That it seems like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people have lost their jobs already in the United States, and I'm assuming it's similar around the world. That's going to be tough. I know, like here, the government's trying to just basically give people money to make sure they can still pay their bills and stuff, but that's also going to cause problems as well. I'm sure there's going to be inflation down the road because of that, so it's hard to predict, exactly what's going to happen from all that, but I'm sure it's probably going to be a while before things, get back to being stable in terms of like people having jobs and everything. Let's see. There's a cool discussion about different ways you can create apps, specifically between like Android, using like native Android or React Native. So check that out if you're watching this at this time, like, and you're interested in that. Maybe check out that chat in the live chat. I'm not going to read it out because the chat gets saved, so y'all can check it out. But there's some good stuff in there. Loran says, in Hungary, food stores are open. Elders are allowed out between 9 and 12 to shop only. Hotels, restaurants, and parks are closed. A lot of IT jobs are available. Programmers, senior programmers, around $3,000 net. Well, it's good that there's jobs still available. I have noticed some of the stores around here have certain hours where older people can go, since they're more susceptible to getting the virus. So that's good. Cybertech Security says, you have good skill for programming. Thank you. I appreciate it. I would hope by now that I'm like starting to get a little bit better at programming. I've been doing it for a long time, so I can definitely make things work at this point. Mustafa asked what platform I'm using. This is React Native. It's a JavaScript library. And also, so Darren actually answered that question. Thanks, Darren. I didn't see that until now, but says also said coding on VS Code, Windows 10, and deploying to iOS. That's awesome. That's a better answer than I gave too. Okay, it's in Hungary. It's after 2 a.m. at this point. Thanks for staying up and watching. Randy says hello from Monrovia, Liberia. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Buzz says I'm in India and the time is 5:41 a.m. What's the time there? Here I'm in the United States, in the eastern part of the United States, and it is 8:15 p.m. So I should get, what is that in, like, I know a lot of the rest of the world uses like the 24-hour rate time thing. So what would that be? It'd be 10, be 12, 20, should be like what, 2016 right now? Yeah. 8, 9, 10, 12. No, not 2016. I always get confused. Yeah, it would be 20. 8, because 8 p.m. is 20, right? Yeah. I was in Germany. Wow, I guess it's been like 2 years ago, and everything was in that time. I started to get good at doing that, but in the United States, most people just use the AM and PM. Rajiv says, hello, I love your channel. Watching from Mozambique. I love this channel a lot. Very nice coding series. Keep coding. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So Birjan says, hello from Uzbekistan. How long does it take to learn JavaScript, and what do you advise for learning it? Thanks beforehand. It's really hard to tell how long it'll take because it depends a lot on your situation. But I would definitely recommend going to freeCodeCamp.org and checking out the JavaScript lessons there. That's a great place to start. After that, maybe check out some YouTube videos or some try to maybe do some of your own projects and look at some documentation for JavaScript and different JavaScript libraries. But to learn the basics and get started, freeCodeCamp is one of the best places you can go to. Benedict says, hello from Malaysia. It's 8 a.m. here. It's so crazy that all the times are just so different. For some of you, you're just waking up. Some of you, it's the middle of the night. For me, I'm about to get ready for bed. 5:46 in India, 2015 in... Yeah, okay, no PM though, just 20... Yeah, that's what I thought with the... And that was Randy said that. Randy was, I believe, in Monrovia? Yeah, in Liberia. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Randy was just explaining to me what time it would be. I'm like, yeah, 2015 is my time. Okay, Manu says in France it's 12:16 a.m. Loren says, thanks for sharing your knowledge. Take care. Next time, try to do live a little earlier. I will. I normally don't do it this late, but the kids wanted to watch a movie and stuff. We made homemade pasta, and it took like a really long time. I had all the kids were helping, and it took longer than I thought. And then they wanted to watch a movie after. Sunday, usually we all watch a movie together in the afternoon. So anyway, I'd anticipated doing the live stream a little earlier, but better to get it in even if it's late, I suppose. All right, so I'm going to have to finish up here and help get the kids ready for bed. My boys always like me to read Lord of the Rings to them a little bit before bedtime, so I want to make sure I get up there in enough time to read to them. But maybe there's only a few more questions, so I'll read out a few more and then we'll finish. Ahmed says, hi, I'm just starting to learn to type, but I'm determined to code. Thank you. Oh, awesome. Well, good luck, and I'm glad you're determined. I wish you lots of success in learning how to type and code. Naveen asks, prerequisites for React Native? Definitely learn some JavaScript before you try to jump right into React Native. And Zawad says in Bangladesh, it's 6:18 a.m. Moses says in Tanzania, it is 3:19 a.m. And all right, one more message here. Randy says, just followed you on Twitter. Is your workplace actually called Dick's? It is. It's Dick's Sporting Goods. The founder of Dick's Sporting Goods, his name was Dick Stack. So anyway, that's why it is. So I usually say DSG or Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm sure you can understand why I would normally say it like that. But yeah, that's where I work right now at Dick's Sporting Goods. And they're only in the United States, but they're the biggest sporting goods store in the United States. We have over 700 locations all over the country. But yeah. Anyway, that's all for me for this live stream. Thank you all so much for watching and sticking in there. Went all right. We had a little bit of trouble there at the end, just trying to figure out what to put there in the App Store. But I want to try to get another stream in here. Hopefully it's not too long before my next stream. I'm going to try to do at least one stream a week if I can, hopefully more. But also, if you're interested in the stuff that I'm doing, I have put up some tutorial videos on my channel about React Native and TypeScript and stuff like that. So click the link in the description of the video to check out my YouTube channel if you're interested. And yeah. Also, let me know if there's anything you want to learn more about. I don't really have a ton of time when I do the live stream to really like explain everything thoroughly because we're trying to do real code. But I'm more than happy to do a video explaining things. So just send me a message in the comments or on Twitter or something like that, and I usually get back to everybody pretty quickly. And yeah, so until next time, have a great beginning of the week. And stay safe, and I'll see y'all later.